So, I wanted to give a game update. I used to be in state 787 and I used to be in state 1080, both. I retired officially from 787 last Sunday. So today is March 18th. So it would have been a few days ago. And so I no longer play in 787. And now I did something kind of crazy and I literally last minute spontaneously decided to migrate and I went to state 1088. So now I live in state 1088. And basically, it all came about because the day that migration opened, there was a player that I wanted to bring to state 1080. And it's a guy that I have talked to since the beginning of November. And I should say, the other alliance in state 1080 had the emperor position that week. So they're the ones, right, that get to decide, click the box when someone's going to come in or not come in. So if state 1080 is actually closed or whatever it's called, and so you have to have an invitation to be in state 1080. There's only 5 per migration period. And so this person applied and they rejected him because they said that multiple people from 2 different states told them that he was a pirate, which he is. But I know that if he would have come to see me, live next to me, whatever you want to say, and play with me, then I don't think he would have been. Do I know that for sure? No, I don't know that for sure. It's totally possible he would have still been a pirate. I don't know. We won't ever know. It doesn't matter anyway. So we actually had just wanted to play one season together, and then we were both thinking of quitting the game at that point because when I met him, he was quitting. And so unfortunately, I was still very addicted or whatever you want to say. I mean, I think it's true at this point. And so after that, they rejected me on that, and I said, "Okay, fine." So the next thing to do for the state, like the positive thing to do that I should help with because I was the R5 of the alliance, called Masked and Anonymous, and so I said, "Okay, so the thing we've been talking about for a couple months is maybe merging together because otherwise the state is going to die. It's very small now with a lot less active players than there used to be when I started like 1 year ago. I would say there's half as many players as when I started playing there. So in any case, I did the right thing and I said, okay, I'm going to help make the migration happen. And so I immediately did it, even though I was rejected and mad. I still told everyone we're going to switch starting now. Go ahead and leave the alliance and join the other alliance, right? So I still did the right thing, even though I was angry. But then I went into the other alliance with one of my castles since I have 3 main castles. I came in and I said hi and everything, and I was like trying to be nice and stuff. But the feeling was just like so weird. And I wasn't the only one. So like at least 7 different people that I talked to that went over to that alliance all had the same feeling. It's just like not welcoming and just feeling like just feels different. It doesn't feel the same. It's not like home, basically. Let's just say that because we kind of became like a little dysfunctional family in our alliance. And we were happy together, but we knew it was like there wasn't enough active players. Like we knew this. So we thought, okay, the only thing to do is to merge together and that'll work out fine. Well, it didn't. I didn't like the way it felt. And so I decided to leave. And I went back into, because I was already R5 of the alliance, and I went back with my 3 castles and just stayed alone in Masked and Anonymous. And I just said, because this is what I was planning to do. I was planning to just let my 3 castles go into Eden and die, literally. I was planning to do that. But then I started talking to Jonas, who is Heimdal, that's his castle name in the game. And he said the same thing. He didn't feel welcome either. And so I just was like, maybe you need to migrate. So I was telling him he should migrate. And then I reached out to Darius and I said, I think it would be a good idea to have Heimdall move there. And of course, he wants me to move there. He's asked me multiple times. So has Rockman and so has Fire King, even though the Fire King and we got into a little bit of an argument. So we were not necessarily on speaking terms right now. But at the same time, I know he respects me as a player and I respect him. So we can get over it. No big deal. And so, anyways, I have been asked to move there multiple times in state 1088. And I've been invited to other states too, but I just felt like that was a good place for him. And then somehow it just turned into me and him. And then I knew that Ellie Jane, who's a Brazilian player, I knew that she had migration tickets in her castle because we just gave her Ellie's castle. And Ellie was the R5 before me and before another guy. And she was really good. And so we were worried about who to give the castle to because Jonas can't, run all these castles just like I can't run all these castles either. That's why we were both getting burned out. And I told him, I think that she is perfect for this castle. I think she will take care of it and she will appreciate it. And I've recently been talking to her because she's told me thank you multiple times for being a good leader and thank you for helping her with things. And so she's been really nice. And I've just really enjoyed her because she's quiet and calm. And I like those kind of people in my life. I need quiet, nice, calm, sweet people. And so she is. And so I said, do you want to move with me because you already have the tickets? And she said, yes. And so then I told Darius, okay, one more person. And then I talked to another guy who's in South America. I think he's in Chile. And it has a castle in 82 and a castle in 80 that I gave to him from before when we needed to give some castles out. He actually contacted me and said, wait, why are you moving and all that? And I was just like, it's a long story. I don't want to go into it. And basically he was like, I want to come with you. And I was like, okay, which castle are you going to bring? And then he said 82. And I said, okay. So basically that's what happened. I didn't try to recruit anyone. I didn't really tell anyone. I did go into my alliance and I put a notice that I was going to be taking the alliance with me to 1080 and that I would have to kick everyone out the next day. So that was like a terrible message. I hated typing it. I didn't want to give that message to everyone because it just feels so wrong to like kick people out of the alliance when we've all been together for over a year, you know? Anyways, did it. Got them all kicked out. Felt guilty about it and all that stuff. But then the migration day came, and that was yesterday morning when we finally could get it open because the first time we started to move, Darius did the wrong setting. He actually closed the province for like a day and a half. So we had to wait. So it was kind of awkward because everyone kind of knew we were moving and stuff. I don't even know how the rumors start because I didn't tell anyone. It's just so weird. Like the rumors, they start on their own in this game. It's insane. So I was being reached out to by a lot of people, and a lot of people are disappointed, and a lot of people are mad. And you have to do what you have to do. But so two of the people that I thought I was the closest to in this game are both very angry. I can tell that I decided to move there. One of them, I think, is angry because she says I ruined her plans. So that's very disappointing because I know what she's talking about, but it's not my fault. Like, she should have already done stuff. We've been talking about it for months. You know what I mean? So she should have already managed all that stuff. So now we don't talk. And we were pretty close. So that's annoying. And then the other one is the guy that I was maybe wanted to play with. Like, his behavior is just too crazy for me. I can't. I need calm. I just told you I need like calm people in my life, right? So I'm going to stick to not getting close to anyone in the game anymore. That's my new thought philosophy is no close relationships in this game. Just try to play the game and have fun. And I'm going to be way more efficient. Like last night, I went in at reset and I did all the chores in the 3 castles, sent them to the province quest together, the whole thing. And I'm just going to play in the evenings for now and just work during the day and get back to better balance in my life. Because right now, if you've seen any of my recent videos, you can tell that I'm burned out. I listened to myself when I edited one the other day and I was just like, oh my God, I should just quit. I'm a really positive person. So the fact that I was like starting to talk like negatively and have a bad tone, that's just so not how I am. So I was just like, oh, I could just tell I'm not doing well. Anyways, that's the status. I am now in province or state 1088 in the alliance NNO, which stands for Naked Nomads. And they have really good players. They're very competitive and I will fit right in. And I told them absolutely no leadership. I do not want to be in leadership. I don't need it. I don't need power. I don't need anything. I just want to be calm and I want to play minimally and have fun again. Because if I don't have fun this season, I'm out for reals. Like, this is it. Because I just told you I was about to kill my castles in Eden. Like, I was going to let them die in Eden until I started to talk to Jonas. And then I realized maybe I was being a little bit hasty and I should, stay calm and see what solution I can have. Because a lot of people really appreciated playing with me. So I just need to get back to that kind of mentality where it's fun. If it's not fun, then we need to quit, right? So, anyways, that's my update. Totally spontaneous migration. Did not plan on it, but I already had all the tickets because I had planned to move like months ago. I was thinking of migrating anyways and never did. So I have the tickets. I have the friends. I got 2 boys and 2 girls. Also, Tatiana was in the alliance with us in 1080, and she is actually now in 1088. So she must have talked to them before because it sounds like a lot of them played together in Estate 1096 before, and now they are back together in this alliance. So that's kind of cute. I'm not going to spend all my time in the game, and I'm going to just do things more efficiently. I'm just going to be a more efficient player and try to enjoy it again. And if I don't, then I have to quit for sure because we already know at this point. Like, I just made a video about addiction and gaming addiction. It is totally an addiction. And the important thing is that I recognize it. Like, I know I have it, and that's why I'm also taking steps to, like, pull back and not have any dependencies. Because even if you don't really know me, one of my big is I hate dependencies. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't have any kind of bad habits, but yet I'm obviously addicted to the game. And so I'm slowly becoming more normal, less competitive, and hopefully it becomes fun again.